Let me introduce you, Papa. These little ladies are not your daughters. They are Acton Bell and Alice Bell, brothers of the famous writer Carab Bell. Emily's face was bright red, but Anne and Charlotte started laughing. I was very surprised. All three of you, I said. But why do you use these strange names? Because people are stupid, Papa, Anne said. No one thinks women can write good books. So we have used men's name instead. Now they say that Carabelle is a writer who understands women very well. She laughed again. My dears, my dears. I held out my hands to them and kissed each of them in turn. I don't know what to say, and I'm so pleased for you all. You have made your old papa happy today. Something in Emily's face stopped me. Emily, you will let me read your book, won't you? She thought for a moment. Yes, Papa, of course, but it is very different from Charlotte's. I am not sure you will like it. You yourself are very different from Charlotte, my dear, but I love you both. You must show me the book as soon as it comes. And you too, Anne. I read both their books that winter. They were very different. Anne's book, Agnes Grey, was the story of an unhappy governess. As I read it, I was sad to think how miserable Anne had been in a big house away from home where no one understood her. It was a good book, but it was harder to read than Jane Eyre. Emily's book was called Wuthering Heights. It was a terrible, frightening, wonderful story. There is love in it, and hate, and fear, and a man called Heathcliff who is strong and cruel like a devil himself. I read it late one night when the wind was screaming round the house, blowing snow against all the windows, and sometimes I was afraid. When I got up to go to bed, I saw Emily sitting quietly by the fire. She was stroking her big dog Keeper with one hand and drawing a picture with the other. She looked like a quite gentle young woman. I thought, tall, pretty, and also there was something different about her, something very strange and very strong. There was something in her that was stronger than any of her sisters, even Charlotte. Something stronger than even me or her brother Branwell, much stronger than Branwell. All that year, Branwell was very ill. He spent more and more time drinking. He slept most of the day and was awake half of the night. His face was white. His hands shook when he tried to write. His sisters did not tell him about their books or show him the new ones that they were writing. They were afraid that he would be unhappy about their success because he had wanted to be a writer himself. He made life hard for all of us. In September 1848, he became very ill. He coughed all day and all night. He began to talk of death and asked us to pray with him. While we stood together praying, he began to cough again. He fell to the ground. Emily and I put arms round him, but he couldn't get up. There was blood on his mouth and on Emily's dress. When he stopped coughing, it was because he had stopped breathing. My only son was dead. We buried him in the church beside his mother and little sisters. It was a cold, rainy afternoon. There were dead, wet leaves in the graveyard, and the wind blew rain into our faces. I came back into the house soon afterwards. But Emily walked for an hour or two in the rain with her dog keeper. When she came back into the house, her dress was wet through